Okay, what I want to talk about today is the best thing I've found about YouTube so far. And before I tell you what that is, I need to give you a little bit of perspective from that. And I want to go right back to the beginning and why I started my YouTube channel. When I was about 19, my dad's uncle Charlie would have been late 70s, early 80s, I suppose. And I used to go and see him. And my aunt Lou would make us a cup of tea and we'd sit down and he would tell me these stories of his life. And he'd tell me these stories from way back when, and I would get engrossed. And it was only years later, after he'd passed away, that I thought to myself, I wished that I'd have taped them. Because had I taped them, I would have had these stories that I could have passed on to his grandchildren, and they would have loved them as well. And then when it came to the lockdown and I was sat at home watching YouTube and thinking, cool, this looks like fun. These people seem to be having a good time. And I thought I'd like to do it. And I couldn't really come up with an idea of what I wanted to do. And then I thought back to my great uncle Charlie and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be good if I did that kind of thing for my boys? And it would be a legacy for when they're older, when they've got their own children and all that sort of thing. And the fact that they're 200 miles away from me means that I haven't really been around them too much in the last 14 years since I moved. And so they don't really know who their dad is anymore in such a respect as I know I've changed. I've had a health run-in and all that sort of thing. So my thoughts and my perspectives have changed in that time as well. So I thought I'd start the channel to do that. And it would be like a legacy. I could talk about the stories of my life. I could talk about our family. I could talk about life lessons, if you like, all that kind of thing. And there was various subjects that I could cover. And so that's what I did. At the beginning of January this year, I had about 400 subscribers. And I thought I'd just do a video about streaming because I was sick of it and I'd gone back to my DVDs and I thought I'd talk about that. And so I did this video and all of a sudden it took off and I got 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, wow, I was blown away. And then the thought is, oh, I could make some money out of this. And so what I did was to make more videos of that kind. And I found that I was going away from the reasons that I started the channel and talking more about music, DVDs, streaming, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that I knew was popular and would help my channel grow. And it did. By April, I had 3,000, perhaps 800 subscribers. It grew quite quickly. But the feeling that I had was that it wasn't something that I was enjoying anymore. I'd gone away from the reason that I started the channel. And I'd started doing videos for views because I thought to myself, oh, well, now that I'm monetized, I can make some money out of this. But I found that I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't something that was working for me. And so after, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks, I think it was, I decided that I was going to stop making that because I was beginning to feel like I was a prisoner in a box that only did stuff about DVDs and music and all that kind of thing. And so I decided that was it. I wasn't going to chase views no more. I was going to go back to what I originally wanted to do. One of the other things I found that was I'd followed all these tutorials and I was doing all of these cuts in between videos so that I could be close and back and all that sort of thing to keep people interested. And I thought to myself, this isn't how I want to do this. This isn't me. This isn't the person who I am. And if I'm thinking about doing videos that are talking to my sons, I don't suddenly move right close to that and do that kind of thing. So I decided that I wasn't going to do that either. So I stopped all the editing and went back to, if you like, bare bones, which is what I do now. And sure enough, the views tanked. People left. People came in and people left. And it was really all a bit weird. But do you know what? The growth might have stagnated, but there was something that happened along the way that has really made this channel worthwhile in a way that I didn't imagine at first. And it started, I suppose, when I started getting some nice comments from people about how the channel helped them and how the things that I said seemed to ring a bell with them at the time. And then I would start to get posts from people who were telling me their story, telling me about their life and some of the things. And to be honest with you, I felt quite honoured by it because I made the decision to do this, but I didn't expect that people would start coming back and telling me their stories. And I found that it was really, really quite, I don't know the word for it, not overwhelming, but it was really nice to feel that people felt they could share their stories with me because of something I said. And I've got to be honest, I really like that. It's been a novel thing that has been like an added extra. And in this last week or so, I've had some other comments, which I'm going to put just here so you can have a look at them. And I've been humbled. I've been really, really humbled by some of these comments because when you start doing a channel like this, when you think that you're only doing it for my two boys, it started. I never expected to have 10 viewers, let alone 4,000, which I've got now. And I still find that amazing. But when you're telling stories and you're talking and giving advice from your experiences of a lifetime, when you're giving encouragement to people, and let's be straight about this, my encouragement was originally intended for my sons. But when other people are finding it of use to them and they actually tell you and they compliment you, wow, that is something special. It really is, because it's not what I expected at all. I'm finding that I'm getting as much of a kick, and I don't mean it in that kind of way, but I'm overwhelmed and humbled by the fact that people think that what I say is worthy, that these videos of me just chatting to you like this are of value to you, and that's great. I'd long may that continue. Yes, I am monetized, which is good, but to be honest with you, it generally takes me about 3 months to get a little bit of money from there. I certainly don't get enough from YouTube to go, whoa, I could do it. I could make more money from it, there's no doubt, if I went back to talking about videos and music and all that sort of thing. But that's not me. That it is me, but it's not. I know that sounds odd because I love my DVDs, I love films, I love music and all that sort of thing. So talking about that is a joy. But it doesn't give me the immense satisfaction that talking about the stuff that I talk about in these videos gives me. And so, yeah, everyone will tell you that doing YouTube is great and you can make money at it. But for me, this is the best thing by far. The fact that people feel that I'm worthy of them sharing their stories with me. The fact that people kind of think what I say is of value. And I tell you, I am so grateful for that, don't get me wrong. I've had some people. I had one guy said to me, the best thing you could do with this channel is close it because you're useless. And to be honest, I thought that was really funny. You get a few trolls along the way who talk rubbish to you. But you know what? Most people who run you down generally aren't doing anything of value. And so I tend to not take too much notice of it. I do block and delete trolls, to be honest, because I can't be bothered to waste my time on them. But I will waste my time doing videos like now if people are finding them of value. It's a joy, to be honest. And I hope it's a joy for you to be watching these videos. Some of you will say, no, stop it, cut back, do shorter videos, I'm sure. But no, that's about it for today, really. But one thing I do want to say, doing these videos has taught me that by telling your story to other people, it does make an impact. By sharing your life stories and telling people and encouraging people and giving them your insight, it does make an impact. And so, to be honest with you, if you're getting on a bit, if you're my age, I don't even think I'm getting on. I still think I've got an head like an 18-year-old. But if you're at a certain stage in your life where you've got stories to tell, experiences to share, I think it'd be a great thing, you know, if you did it. You could do this, and as awkward as it can feel, this is the first thing that I've done for ages that I think is of value. Anyway, I'm going to share a video on why I think you should tell your story too. And it'll be up there somewhere. Over there. Up here, I don't know. I'll see you next time.